Hey everyone, it's Ren. So I've been using the M5 iPad Pro every single day for the last few weeks, and honestly, it finally clicked for me why I'm reaching for this more than I expected. Not because of the specs or the benchmarks or whatever, but because of how it actually fits into my day-to-day as a full-time content creator. So instead of doing a full spec breakdown, because there's a lot of those out there already, I just want to walk you through why I actually use this thing every single day. Alright, let's get right into it. First, the screen. This new tandem OLED panel is ridiculous in the best way. Blacks are actually black, highlights pop, and it still hits that 120Hz ProMotion refresh, so everything just feels super smooth when I'm scrolling or sketching. Now the part I don't see a lot of people talking about is how flexible the display is. Now Apple lists a 1 nit minimum brightness now. Now this does kind of sound nerdy, but in real life, it just means that I can read or edit in a dark room without burning my eyes. Now of course we have to talk about iPadOS 26, which has been a game changer. This is the first time iPadOS has felt more Mac-like in a good way. The new windowed multitasking means I can finally move apps around, basically like real windows instead of being just locked into just split view and slide over, which yeah, let's be honest, it's not the best. Now it's still not macOS, but it's still way closer than before. So now a normal session for me kind of looks like this. Now I usually got like Google Docs in one window for my script, Notion or Milano in another for notes, and then a little reference window off to the side with YouTube Studio or my shot list. Now the crazy thing is that it runs super smooth. Apple also brought over Mac-style apps with iPadOS 26, things like a proper preview app and a more serious files app, which helps with file management way better. Now I know that sounds boring, but as a creator, it actually matters. Preview on the iPad means I can mark up briefs, contracts, or storyboards with the Apple Pencil, just like I would on my Mac, but with that tablet flexibility. And the updated Files app makes it way less painful to move footage, reference images, and assets around between drives, iCloud, and my Mac. And then performance-wise, the M5 chip is just crazy good. It's just really fast at this point. Benchmarks aside, in real use, it just feels like everything is instant. Importing photos into Lightroom, bouncing between 3 or 4 apps, it handles all of that well. And then on the gaming side, it's a legit upgrade. AAA titles like Resident Evil 4, they're all hitting higher frame rates and loading faster compared to the M4 iPad Pro, thanks to the stronger GPU. Now I'm not saying this replaces a console, but if I'm traveling or just want to zone out on the couch, gaming on this actually feels fun now. The combo with this display and the extra GPU headroom makes them feel way less like mobile ports and more like actual games. Now of course there's also faster storage under the hood as well. Apple quietly doubled read and write speeds, and here's why you should care about that. Importing a big batch of raw photos or ProRes clips, scrubbing through them, and then exporting out of Lightroom, all of that just feels snappier. And of course the thing that nobody talks about in reviews is portability versus overkill. So my M4 Max MacBook Pro is a monster. I love it, I rely on it, but it's overkill if I'm not doing a heavy S-Log3 edit or a full client project. The iPad Pro is just easier to throw in a bag, use in the car, pull out on the couch, or just move around the apartment. So for me, the M5 iPad Pro plus iPadOS 26 didn't suddenly turn this into a laptop replacement. What it did was just remove a bunch of small annoyances that I had. So that's basically the foundation of why I just started using this iPad every day. Before we keep going, quick shout out to Moft for sponsoring this portion of the video. So this right here is the Moft Dynamic Folio, and it's basically the lightest floating creativity station for the iPad Pro. It's origami style, super thin, it folds into 25 plus angles so you can adjust it based on how you're using the iPad. Now there are 2 modes that have been my absolute go-to. First one is floating creation mode. This lifts the iPad to a comfortable angle for sketching, taking notes, or planning thumbnails. And with iPadOS 26 letting you run multiple windows side by side, it's been really useful having my notes, references, and my editing app open without constantly app switching. And then you have floating theater mode. This one's clutch when I'm using the iPad as a second screen next to my Mac. So whether I'm reviewing footage, pulling up scripts, or using it as a reference display, the elevated angle lines up with my eye line, so it actually feels ergonomic even when I'm not at my desk. Now there are a few other modes that I won't dive deep into this video, but you also get portrait reading mode for vertical reading, and of course scrolling on TikTok or Instagram Reels. Dual screen mode if you want your phone docked beside your iPad, and even this cool leg mount angle for when you're on the couch or just on the go. Plus the modular magnetic pencil holder snaps on to secure your pencil and doubles as a ruler, which is a clever touch. If you want something that adapts to your workflow and actually complements the iPad, I'll leave a link below so you can check it out. Huge thanks to Moft for supporting the channel. Now back to the review. So here's how the iPad actually fits into my full day in the life as a content creator. Now I don't use the iPad in just like one specific way. It kind of floats between a bunch of roles depending on what I'm working on. Now, the first thing is script writing and planning. In fact, I scripted and brainstormed this entire video on the iPad. Google Docs on the screen just feels clean and distraction free. And now that iPadOS 26 finally has real windowed multitasking, I can have Docs open, pull up my reference notes or Milanote board right beside it, and still keep a small window off to the side for other apps or whatever else I need. Then there's thumbnails. So Lightroom on this display is crazy good. The colors, the contrast, everything just looks closer to what I'll see on my Mac. And then of course, using the Apple Pencil Pro to brush in mask or fine-tune lighting feels way more natural than dragging a trackpad around. Once I'm done, I just airdrop it straight to my Mac, finish the entire YouTube thumbnail layout in Canva. It's a tiny thing, but it makes the whole workflow feel a lot smoother. And then there's all the admin stuff that keeps a creator business running, emails, approvals, contracts, daily notes, all of that stuff. And then when I'm not working, gaming on this actually is pretty fun now. I've been playing Resident Evil 4, even Call of Duty, and they all run surprisingly smooth. Now, I'm not saying it replaces a console, but for downtime on the couch, or even when I'm traveling, it's honestly one of the most enjoyable ways to play. And of course, content consumption. This tandem OLED display is unreal for watching YouTube, movies, and TikTok. The blacks are actually black, the motion is buttery, and everything just looks premium. It's one of those screens where once you use it, you really can't go back to a regular panel. So basically throughout the day, the iPad shifts between being my notebook, where I make my thumbnails, my script monitor, my review station, my gaming device, and my little portable entertainment setup. I feel like I use my iPad way more now and only use my MacBook for literally just like editing videos. All right, so with all the ways I use this every day, there's a lot to love about the M5 iPad Pro. But here are definitely some things I wish Apple would change as well. The display is easily number one for me. This tandem OLED panel is honestly one of the nicest screens I've ever used on any device. It makes editing photos, watching videos, and even reading scripts feel better. And because it gets super bright but can also drop way down at night, it's comfortable in basically any lighting. The performance is another big one. Whether it's Lightroom, multiple windows, or even AAA games, I've never really felt this thing slow down. And then battery life has also been great for how I use it. I can get through a full day of mixed creator work, admin, and content consumption without having to worry about charging. And again, it's just so much lighter to carry around than my M4 Max MacBook Pro. If I'm leaving the house and I don't need like full editing power, the iPad is what I grab. All right, so now the cons. I really wish the bezels were smaller. Just a tiny bit more. This thing would look so much more sleeker, especially with how good this display is. And the color options are kind of meh, just silver and space black. And don't get me wrong, space black looks super clean, but it is absolutely a fingerprint magnet. I would love to see more fun colors like a dark sky blue, a deep green, or honestly even a cosmic orange iPad Pro. Give me something with a little bit more personality. Then of course, let's talk about the price. Yeah, this thing is expensive. And that's before you even buy the Apple Pencil Pro or the keyboard or any other accessories. So if you're building a full workflow around it, the cost adds up fast. And even though I love it, this still isn't replacing my laptop. For my workflow, especially editing heavy S-Log3 footage for YouTube, my MacBook Pro is just still on another level. Now, one thing I'll say though, if you don't need the absolute latest, the M4 iPad Pro, which I've covered on the channel, is still a fantastic option. So yeah, there's just a ton of things to love and a few things I love Apple to update. But overall, for the way I work, the M5 has genuinely earned its spot in my daily workflow. All right guys, so that's pretty much it. If you want to check out the Moft Dynamic Folio or anything else I mentioned, I'll drop the links below. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.